Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 6th of February 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, it's a big one. The Reserve Bank has kept interest rates on hold at its board meeting today, and Governor Michelle Bullock provided a hawkish tone at her first ever post-rates meeting press conference. Bullock said while inflation is falling, there's still a way to go and the central bank won't be afraid of hiking rates if need be. The announcement immediately pushed up short-term bond yields and investors are now pricing in a rate cut closer to September this year. The central bank has lowered its inflation forecast following a larger than expected drop in the December quarter, but still doesn't think inflation will hit its 2 to 3% target until 2026. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 finished 0.6% lower today to 7,582 points. The 2:30 p.m. interest rate announcement had only marginal bearing on stocks. The tech stocks generally led the market lower, following on from a poor night on Wall Street. Energy stocks did best on higher oil prices. Among the large caps, Rio was down nearly 3% and BHP was 1.3% lower as the price of iron ore fell. Commonwealth Bank, Goodman and Macquarie Group were all down more than 1%, while Woodside was up 1%. WiseTech Global was the worst of the large caps, dropping nearly 4%. Worst performer on the day was West African Resources, down more than 10% after it lowered its production guidance, and Cochlear, which fell 6.5% after being downgraded by analysts. Best was Lynas Rare Earths, up more than 3%. Story number 3, it was a day for the retailers, with Myer share price soaring 16% and furniture seller Nick Scali's share price surging 17% after some pretty strong numbers. As we head into the reporting season, retailers aren't supposed to be the good performers, but Myer provided an earnings update, it doesn't report for a few weeks, and upgraded its profit forecast. Also, its inventory levels, something analysts watch closely, is lower than this time last year. Nick Scali did report today, it was its December half-year earnings, and while profits were down 29% on a 20% drop in sales, it was better than expected. Hence the share price surge. Retailers like Nick Scali rely on the housing cycle. People build and renovate and need to buy furniture to fill the space. The company said November, December and even January were stronger than expected. Story number 4, investors are targeting lithium stocks, betting the already beaten up sector has further to fall. The latest Australian Securities Investments Commission data shows that Pilbara Minerals, Sayona Mining and Core Lithium are 3 of the top 5 most shorted stocks on the ASX. The other 2 are Graphite Group, Sierra Resources and IDP Education. Short selling involves the investor taking a bet on a stock's share price falling. Already the share prices of the lithium companies have dropped pretty sharply, but short sellers at least believe there's still a way to go. Presumably we'll get an insight into how right they are when the lithium stocks report half-year earnings. And story number 5, King Charles has been diagnosed with cancer and will postpone public duties as he begins his course of treatment. Charles, who has been on the throne for less than 18 months following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, went into hospital for treatment of benign prostate enlargement last week and the cancer was discovered. There's no detail of what type of cancer the King has, and a statement from the palace said Charles had revealed his illness to prevent speculation. He has already commenced a schedule of regular treatment. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said he hoped for a speedy recovery for the King and one that will allow him to visit Australia later in the year as planned. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 6th of February 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.